Hi Miss Keenan's team, today we're going to be learning about fractions. Now success criteria today for the Tuesday the 21st of April is, if you want to try the 1-star challenge, is that you can use half in practical activities. 2-star challenge, I can use half and a quarter in practical activities, and your 3-star challenge is to push on and try and put things into fifths and tenths. We are going to start by looking at half and quarter. Now, it's a little bit of a recap for some people. So let's have a look and see what two numbers we're looking at here. So to make up a half, we have a 1 on the top and a 2 on the bottom. So we always look at the bottom number, which is our denominator, to see what we are splitting our block or our number or whatever we've got in front of us into. So that's the fraction that we're splitting it into. So we have a rectangle here. Now we want to split that to begin with. So this is our number 1 into half. So we split it into half by finding the middle, which is around about here. And then we have it into two pieces, which is 1/2. So here's our bottom number, which is 2. So we need to make sure that our shape is split into 2. 1, 2. We only want one of these. We're looking for 1/2. So we need to shade in one of them. We have found half, so we've used the half fraction here to split this into 2. So we've looked at the bottom number and it says you want it into 2 parts and we only want one of them, so we've only shaded in one of the parts. Now we need to find out for question 2 a quarter of this shape. Now I'm going to now split it into, I'll let you have a think about how many parts we need to split this into. Remember that half meant we had to split it into 2. So if it's a quarter, the number on the bottom is a 4. So we need to split it into 4. So we're going to split it into 4 parts because that's the number on the bottom for a quarter. So we can split it into our half and then split our half again that side and again that side. Okay. Now number at the top is 1, so we only need one of the quarters. So we just need to shade in one of the quarters. Okay, so then we have a half here and a quarter here. Now I would like you to take a couple of seconds to think about where there might be some similarities between half and quarter and how we worked it out. And what would happen if we shaded in 2 of the quarters? So I'll just give you a wee minute to think. I'm just going to shade it in now and then see what you think. So if we found 2 of the quarters, you can see that that is the same as finding a half. Now we will come on to this in a few lessons time, but it just lets you have a wee think about it just now. So we have found 1/2 and 1/4. Okay, now that we have found a half and a quarter, we're going to have a go at fifths and tenths. Now, we already know that if we need to split up a number or split up something that we have and we want to put it into a fraction, we look at the bottom number first to see how many sections it needs to get split up into. So, looking at the bottom number here, we have 1/5. Okay, the bottom number is 5. So we need to split it into 5 parts. So let's split our first one into 5 parts. So remember that your parts need to be as equal as you can make them. So one, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so here we have 5 parts, but we only want 1/5. So we need to just colour in one of the fifths. 1/5. Now for number 2, we are splitting it into tenths because we have a fraction of 1/10 here. Now I want you to have a think about if it's tenths, how many am I splitting this up into? Have a quick think. See if you can tell me how many we're splitting it up into. So it should be into 10 parts. So we're looking at the bottom number again, 10 parts, but we only want one of them. So we need to colour in one of the parts. We've already got the 5 parts here, so that should help us be able to split our next one into 10 parts. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. So there's 10 parts. Now how many of the parts do we want? That's right, we just want one of the parts, so 1/10. So we just colour in 1/10. 1/10. Okay, so there's 1/10 and 1/5. Now again, you might be able to see like we did before. If you've got 2/10, if you want to colour 2 in, that would look similar, the exact same, to 1/5. But today we just need 1/10. We just need 1/10 today. So your task today was to use practical activities to make half, a half and a quarter, or a fifth and a tenth of something. Now I'm going to use toast today. Now you can use anything you want. You could use a packet of Smarties, you could use toast as well, you could use your sandwich, anything that you're going to eat today, or anything that you have. You might have blocks at home, you might have bits of wood, anything that you want. Now if you want to try the first star, you want to split something into half. So you need to write half down. So I know that you know what a half fraction looks like, and then you need to split your food into half. So you'll take your food and you'll split it in half into 2 sections. So here we have half a piece of toast and then your fraction of half. Okay, so then you can take a picture of that and you can send that to me. Then if you want to try the 2 stars, you want to do half and a quarter, so there's half here already. So if we do it again, that will then give us our quarters. So quarter and quarter. Now I need to change my fraction now to look like a quarter and no longer a half. So this is now a quarter. Is that right? No, that's fifth. So we need to make it a quarter. So if we want a quarter, we need to put a 4 on the bottom. Okay, we've split it into quarters. Now if you wanted to just show one of these quarters, you would take these away and just show me one of the quarters. In order to try the 3-star challenge, you need to be able to split things into fifths and tenths. So I've got my piece of toast here again. I need to write my fraction down. I need to find 1/5 of this piece of toast. Okay, I need to find 1/5 of this piece of toast. So in order to do that, I need to split it into, 5 pieces. So 5 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So here are my 5 pieces. So I've split this piece of toast into fifths. But I only want to show one of the fifths because I've got a fraction of 1/5 here. So I take these away and I have 1/5. For our 3-star challenge, we have already split it into fifths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we showed there was 1/5 there. But now we want it into tenths, okay? And we know that 10 is double 5, so if we split this again, like this, we should then get your toast into 10 bits. So shall we check to see if that's right? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 bits there. But we only want 1 bit, 1/10. Okay, so we need to put all the rest away and have 1/10 left. Okay, and this is a good way of seeing that 2/10 is equal to 1/5. So that is our lesson today. I hope you have some fun making things into halves, quarters, fifths and tenths. Send me pictures of what you decide to do, whether you go out into the garden, whether you decide to make a picture, whether you just want to chop up your toast in the morning, whatever you want to do. You just let me know and send me whatever you decide to do. Have a fabulous day and enjoy the sunshine.